Welcome back to CBS 44's coverage of the 11th annual Evansville Half Marathon, brought to you by the YMCA of Southwestern Indiana, and coming to you now from the much more comfortable confines of the CBS 44 studios, and in some great company. Joined by Derek Stewart, the CEO of the YMCA of Southwestern Indiana, Heather Lehman, the Special Events Director at the Y, and this year's Chairman of the Half Marathon Committee, Pat Wimpy. So we'll be talking about this race as it goes, and it was a great morning for runners, and as you can see, we're off to a very quick start here, and Derek, we'll bring you in first. Everybody spoke very favorably of the new course, and it looks like they're ready to try it with gangbusters here.
Absolutely. We were excited about a new course this year. Although it's our 11th event, in some ways it felt like the first time. Everything was different from the setup to the start, and I think getting everybody off on this wonderful, brisk morning turned out very well. We're very pleased, and all of the feedback that we've received from individuals that participated in the event is that they really liked the new course and enjoyed setting a few personal records.
Yeah, no question. The excitement that started months before the actual start of the race involved the committee looking at changes. This was the 11th year. We felt like after 10 years of success that we needed to provide something a little bit different. There were a lot of folks involved. A lot of different people had ideas, opinions. We looked at different routes. We wanted to, again, encompass as much of the greenway as possible, give downtown a shot in the arm, which this race always does. And quite frankly, it turned out really well. I think the greenway was a nice added addition, putting about as much of it as really we possibly could.
Yeah, I actually spoke to one of my best friends who ran the race today and said she spoke with somebody from out of town, loved the course. Somebody from Illinois, she said it was a great course. She said, I thought it was a little hilly, the greenway, but I guess those of us from Evansville are used to that greenway. But she said she loved it. She absolutely loved the course, and I thought it was great that we were able to feature the greenway to those folks that are visiting us from out of town who don't know what Evansville has to offer out there.
Definitely drew the thumbs up from one of the participants that we just saw go by, and a couple of Evansville's finest assets, the Arts District along the Adams Avenue, Washington Avenue. They got to spend a good deal of time there, and the Greenway, just ever beautiful, going along Pigeon Creek and then into the downtown riverfront area. At what point did you realize what you would be able to bring in, how much of the Greenway?
Well, I think in the beginning, we just tried to add on each year as much of the greenway as we could, given different access points and trying to make it safe for the runners, but to also encompass as much of it as we could. One of the reasons this course went backwards is that after we analyzed the race itself and looked at the greenway, we realized that the congestion at the potential on-ramp at Ohio Street was just not gonna work just to the large number of runners. So somebody just said, hey, let's just go backwards, and that way Ohio Street will be much later in the race, and the runners will be much more spread out, and quite frankly, it worked like a charm.
When you think of all the time and energy that went into developing the Greenway and the way that it's developed over the years, I think it says something really special about our community, about our commitment to creating venues where people can achieve their health and well-being goals. And I think as a YMCA, we really wanted to be a part of showcasing that. And sort of this redeveloping of the route really provided a great opportunity for us to show not just to people that were from out of town, but some people that are right here in Evansville that don't get to the Greenway very often, to see how nice of an area that it is, how safe it is for runners and walkers to go out and to exercise. And we think it's really positive to incorporate that into as many of these types of events as we can.
Well, and we'd be amiss if we didn't mention Shirley James, a great proponent of that Greenway. She fought from the years and years ago to get that and bring that into fruition, and now to be able to showcase it in a race like this it's a great tribute to her. It's nice to think of her at this moment.
I will say at one point in the race there was an older gentleman, a spectator, and we were coming by him in the emergency cart, and he turned and he said, if you build it, they'll come. And quite frankly, they did. It was great seeing all those runners on the Greenway this morning.
A new course this year, a lot of new points. How did that play out with the volunteers? Did that create some extra work for you, or did all of that go smoothly?
It actually went very smoothly because putting us out on the greenway eliminated a lot of that traffic that we need to try to control. We had a great time. The volunteers got excited because they got to see new areas. But the Y has the best volunteers in town, so getting them together, getting them organized, getting them to embrace the change was a piece of cake, literally. But I think it was a good move out there. Helped us to kind of control traffic a little bit better. I did hear from another runner. He said the best part was when the greenway opened up and you could just see people for almost a mile out in front of him. He said that was just the coolest thing.
You know, we owe a great debt of gratitude to our volunteers for getting up early on a cold morning and helping block traffic. We also owe a big thank you to the many neighbors that were along the course. We know it's an inconvenience. We know if you want to get somewhere on Saturday morning that you may be a little bit delayed. But the folks in our city were extremely patient this morning. I think the police officers and the volunteers did a great job of getting people through as quickly as they could. But just that community spirit, that positive spirit that allowed people to wait patiently is something we really appreciate and something that we certainly want to recognize our community members for.
Yeah, I agree with Derek. As I was driving around covering different aspects of the course from a medical side, the police officers had things well in hand. It was really well done. Main Street had probably the biggest access point for potential cross traffic. I didn't see any snags. I didn't see any folks bent out of shape. It kind of went off without a hitch.
Well, and the community embraces this event, and they really seem to appreciate the way it showcases Evansville, and it's backed up by the support they give. What kind of community support did you see along the track, Derek?
You know, it was great. You see everything from individuals holding signs out to people bringing music out on their front porches. In 11 years of doing this, it amazes me the amount of creativity and the number of things that people are willing to do to encourage other people to be successful in this event. There is nothing like, somebody standing out there handing you ice cubes who doesn't have any other reason to be there than just to support you, I think, for those participants. And we see that every year. We saw many of those same things today. Probably the cutest thing that I saw was a little 4-year-old girl that was working one of our water stations with her dad, handing runners water as they went along. When one finally took a cup from her, you would have thought she'd won the lottery.
Just great to see everybody's involvement out there. And one sign at the beginning said Chuck Norris never ran a half marathon. And CBS's race coverage is presented by the YMCA of Southwestern Indiana. And we'll be back with more after this break.